We're going to open up here in about 3 seconds, and let's see how it goes. Then we'll take a look at Facebook as well. All right, so GoPro, nice little pop-up. Let's see, we're up $2. Let's see how the options start trading. 530 by 6, so pretty wide. We're at 75 here. And the high is 75.20. A little bit of profit taking there, and you can see we've got the fair price on these, of course. If you're looking at the pure intrinsic value of this, is going to be actually through $6 now. You can see the bid ask here still. There we go. Now it's kind of popping up here a little bit. So I'm just going to put in an order here to try to sell some off here at 620. So I'm going to do 50 at a time. We'll try 620, see if we can get picked off there. We're at the highs of the day, 75.22. So again, the first thing I'm going to do here is just kind of feed some ducks, and then we will look at some of the other positions. All right, we're still climbing here. I'd like to keep some of this position on because it is, you know, this is one of those stocks that's just kind of going a little nuts. That's always good. We like nuts. Theoretical price is 650. I'm gonna try to sell 50 more here at 650. And high of the day, 75.50. We're trading highs of the day. And then to see if we can get that last, there we go. I heard a little nudge there. Picked off of a couple of them. Looks like just a couple of contracts there. Couple more contracts, and there we go. All right, so again, I'd like to sell at least half of this. We've sold maybe a fifth of it. So I'm gonna throw out a few more here. Theoretical price is 655. Let's try 670. See if we can get any there. And then I'm gonna bring over, let's see, the message button. We can detach that and then just kind of see where we are on that as well. And then we're also going to look at Facebook and a couple of the other ones here too. 3, woohoo! All right, we got those. I'm going to leave these orders up here just in case this thing just kind of runs. But again, my continuing goal here is just to reduce this. Then we'll take a look at Facebook and some of the other stuff here. And if we can actually get through this high, that would be fairly fantastic too. Just looking at continued selling there. For the puts, these $70 puts, obviously I'm just going to leave those. Sold those for $1.55, and now they're 45 cents. Okay, that second order that I had placed earlier is filled. I've still got that order at 670. If we can take out the highs here, then that should get filled as well. The high of the day is 75.69, and you can see the ask. There we go. Boom. Okay, so the original order at 670, you can see the price of the option here kind of popping up there as well. All right, so now I started off with so I'm about halfway down, about half of the options. I still like to reduce it just a little bit here. 620 by 660, 640 is the Theo price. It's come down a little bit, and I've still got some at 670 that have not filled yet. Okay, so that was this morning. Now the markets are closed. I was just kind of managing that trade there. You can see GoPro ended up going just, I think at the time of the video, GoPro was up maybe $2.30, give or take, and you can see it end of the day at $5.52. So, and how I managed that was I started off the day with, the full position and ended up just keeping a fifth of it. So yeah, I would have loved to have, been a genius and held on to my entire position. It was a nice double. This is a trade that we did at the end of the day in the trading room, but that's how you manage a trade. When it gaps up like that, you feed the ducks and trail stops. And so at this point, I'm keeping a fifth of my position long, and got 1,000 shares. That just show. I just like to do that as a marker at what price the GoPro was trading at when I initiated the position. At this point, most likely they will let the puts expire worthless, unless it looks like there's going to be some real selling. Obviously, I can buy it back now and take off most of the risk. And then another trade that we did today, we did the live open house today, and of course just more trades in the room, is bought some 1160 calls on Priceline 9 days out, and then sold the 1170, 1160 put spread to try to bring down some of the theta. You can still see that there's still $2,300 a day being lost in this position just in premium decay. Before I did this, it was like $5,500. So I may continue to sell more puts on this tomorrow. In terms of what I'm looking to do with Priceline, and this also has to do with the overall markets. I mean, GoPro, I'm just going to trail a stop. I don't know where that's going to go. I mean, is it extended? Yes. Most likely would close out the rest of that tomorrow. But for Priceline, you can see it's been whacked here. And from a daily perspective, I'm pretty conservative on this trade. I mean, when we were holding support this morning, we got a buy signal off of the 39-minute chart. At this point, I'm just really looking for a move to 1189, and if we can get through that, then 1198, that 21 EMA, and that's really all I'm looking for. And at that point, I'd take off most of my long calls. I'd leave my put spread and maybe keep a couple of calls in case things really go nuts here. And the biggest thing I'm looking at here is really, I call it the Qs versus the IWM. The Qs here act great. We're actually back up above our 8 EMA. 3 days of weakness, essentially a one-day rally, more than half made up for that. So we have that dynamic versus the Russell, which can't even just get out of its own way. And if the Russell continues to sell off, the rest of the market will be, in trouble. So at this point, I'm mostly focused on the long side for what I call kind of the easy move up. And what I'm looking at specifically on that is if we come over to the cash index on the S&Ps, you can see that we stopped right here at 1997. That's kind of a key level. So right into this zone here. And then if we look at the NDX, we did get through that tree line. So right now, bulls have a chance to actually take this to new highs. I'm skeptical because of the Russell, but I'm long. So I'm a nervous long, but that's the way it's looking right now. And then another long here that I did like was INSY, and this is one where you've got a nice kind of a weekly chart. We've pulled back here, we've held support, we got a weekly squeeze, decent volume today. And how this works is typically once you get through that 786 retracement, you then typically have a really high probability of going to the 1272 extension, which is $39.37. And if we come here and we look at that, how I structured it, I wanted to structure it, and these don't have weekly options, by the way. But again, I wanted to get theta positive, meaning in case it goes sideways, I didn't want to lose money on my long call. So I bought the $32 calls, which were in the money, okay, delta 70 plus. But then I sold $32 puts naked, and you can of course do that as a spread if you don't want to take the risk of completely naked there. Now I'm theta positive, meaning that on days that trade sideways, I can still make money in premium decay. Of course, if it gets downgraded and opens up at $30 or $20, that's going to hurt. But I've taken an appropriate position size for my account. All I'd have to do is to completely mitigate a lot of that risk is, like, say, buy the $28 puts and turn these into a spread. So not a big deal there. And just a reminder, if you go to simpleroptions.com/open house, tomorrow, Thursday, is day 2 of our open house to our live trading room. And essentially that's open during stock market hours, 9:30 to 4 o'clock East Coast time. And this is a chance, if you've never seen us in action, doing trades, managing the trades like that I showed you, you can come into our room for free and check it out. First name, email. If you've already registered, you don't need to do anything else. If you haven't registered and want to come in on the last day, there you go. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you at the next update.